Leonardo da Vinci was a polymathic genius who is widely considered to be one of the greatest painters in history. Me and Leonardo couldn't be more different because I failed art in high school. In this video, I'll be trying his daily routine out, revealing things like what he ate for breakfast, how he came up with his genius inventions, and what his favourite film on Netflix was. With breakfast being the most important meal of the day, and because Da Vinci ate a diet rich in fibre, fruit and vegetables, I thought it was fitting to start the day off with some Sultana bran flakes. Beyond his paintings, Da Vinci was a prolific draftsman and always kept a journal holstered when he was out and about, in case he needed to jot down an idea or a sketch. An interesting element of his famous journals was that Da Vinci would write in them backwards. It's believed that he did this because he was left-handed and wanted to avoid smudging. I'm actually left-handed as well, so me and Da Vinci aren't that different after all. Saying that, Da Vinci was ambidextrous, so I had to give this writing backwards malarkey a shot with both hands. Leonardo was actually riddled with self-doubt, so to counteract this, he would write out positive affirmations every day. Again, I had to write these backwards, but I'll flip the video so you can read his favourites. It would appear that he really hated obstacles. In his journals, Da Vinci would also sketch out ideas for inventions, so I thought I would share an invention that I came up with. This is not what you think it is. This is a family-friendly channel, and this is the Alligrator, which is a cheese grater shaped like an alligator. Someone's probably already created this product, but let's just pretend that I came up with it. Like I said, Da Vinci is hailed as one of the greatest painters of all time, with his most famous creation being the Mona Lisa. I therefore thought it would be fun to spend my morning trying to recreate this famous painting for you all. Remember, I failed art, so please lower your expectations here. Whilst you watch my creation come to life, I'll take a second to speak about the most mental part of Da Vinci's daily routine, and that was that instead of taking a long sleep at night, Da Vinci would only go for a 20-minute nap every 4 hours. In my research for this video, I couldn't find any mention of him taking long sleeps at night. Therefore, if he truly only relied on these 20-minute naps as his sole source of rest, he would have only slept for 2 hours per day, which is insane. Here's the finished Mona Lisa, and here's us side by side with the original. Just in case you're not sure, Da Vinci's version is the one on the right. At 12 PM, because I'd been up for 4 hours, it was time for my first 20-minute nap. I decided it was overkill to go to my bed for this, so I set up my timer and just had a little lie down on my couch. I wasn't really tired, so this didn't do that much for me. Also, I was barefoot, and I don't want any weirdos out there getting a free show. After my nap, it was time for some lunch. I couldn't find any specifics about what Da Vinci ate beyond the high fibre and vegetable descriptors that I mentioned earlier, so I cobbled together this, some pesto pasta with broccoli, just because it felt like a high fibre Italian dish. Sitting down for my lunch, I thought it would be nice to watch something aligned with Da Vinci's Italian heritage. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Da Vinci's favourite movie was The Godfather. Unfortunately, we don't have this on Netflix in the UK. However, thanks to today's sponsor, NordVPN, with just one click, I was able to switch my location to Italy, and hey pesto, within a matter of moments, I had access to the Italian Netflix and was watching The Godfather. On top of letting you gain access to content from around the world, regardless of your physical location, NordVPN also keeps you safe online. By encrypting your data, NordVPN protects you when using unsecured Wi-Fi networks, and with their built-in threat protection, you're also kept safe from malware, trackers and malicious downloads. I come to you on the day of my daughter's wedding to say that if you go to nordvpn.com/patchy and purchase their 2-year plan, you'll get an extra 4 months free. Plus, with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, there's zero risk in trying it out. Once again, the discount link is nordvpn.com/patchy, and you can find that link pinned in the comments below and also at the top of the video description. After a bit of light lunch with Don Corleone, I decided to go out for a cycle. Da Vinci was a big advocate of exercise and believed that we should take personal responsibility for our health and well-being. He was also a big animal lover, so I decided to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and go on a route which takes me past a lot of animals. A few miles in, I got a bit hungry, so decided to have one of Da Vinci's favourite snacks, a Mr. Kipling Bakewell slice. On the topic of exercise, Da Vinci said the following: "Iron rusts from disuse, stagnant water loses its purity, and in cold weather becomes frozen. Even so does inaction sap the vigours of the mind." In simple terms, this means you have to keep moving to stop your joints from gumming up and your brain from causing you grief. That's definitely an idea that stood the test of time. Personally, whenever I find myself in a slump where I'm not out in the fresh air and moving my body, I notice that my mood plummets. I become George Plummet. Speaking of mental and physical wellness, one thing I'm not wholly convinced of is Da Vinci's sleep schedule and whether or not this was something that he actually did. From the articles I read online, a lot of people claimed that by splitting his day into 4-hour blocks with these 20-minute naps for resetting and refreshing his mind, he could split his timetable up and work on different tasks throughout the day. For example, he might paint for 4 hours, take a 20-minute nap, then move on to sculpting for 4 hours, take another 20-minute nap, and then move on to working on a new invention. Whilst that makes sense, I just don't know how any human could survive on 2 hours of sleep per day for any length of time. I therefore came to the following conclusions. Conclusion 1 is that Da Vinci was genuinely just built different from the rest of us and could actually function on 2 hours of sleep per day. Conclusion 2 is that this 20-minute claim has been lost in translation over the years and that he did actually sleep for a normal amount of time every night in order to achieve a deep rest. Then, throughout the day, every 4 hours, he would take these 20-minute naps to reset and refresh himself before moving on to the next task. I'd be interested to hear what conclusion you think is more likely, and also how much sleep do you need per night to function properly. I tend to get 8 hours every night and find that anything less than that seems to catch up with me and make me feel sluggish in the long run. On the topic of sluggishness, I do think Da Vinci's 20-minute naps for resetting are a great idea and something that I found benefit from. I think a lot of us have a tendency to keep grinding away at work until our motivation and attention is sapped, which can lead to a poorer quality of work being put out. In my previous daily routine experiment, I tried out Einstein's approach to life, and he did something similar in that he would work for 25 minutes at a time with 5-minute breaks in between, where he would step away from his work only to return with a fresh perspective and renewed vigour. It kind of speaks volumes that dedicated breaks during the workday were such a prominent part in the daily routines of these two geniuses. When setting out to follow Da Vinci's routine, I had planned to follow it for as many days as I could, but I fell at the first hurdle. By the time my 4th nap at 1 AM came around, I got into bed, forgot to turn on the timer, and fell asleep, just leaving my camera to run out of battery. I'm obviously just not cut out for surviving on 2 hours of sleep, but it was interesting while it lasted, and I enjoyed going toe to toe with the big man on the Mona Lisa. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate you taking a second to leave a like and subscribing for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.